Thank you very much. So I'd just like to start by thanking you very much for inviting me to speak here this evening. And what I'm going to do in my 5 minutes or thereabouts is represent the work of the research group I'm part of in the School of Environmental Sciences, which is the Science, Society and Sustainability Research Group, or the 3S group. And what we do in that group is conduct research that explores the range of different ways in which society engages with sustainability issues such as climate change. I can just move on to the next slide. It's not allowing me to do it. There we go. And the starting point and kind of a key motivation, I think, for almost all of the work we do in the 3S group is that society is too often shut out from decisions, debates and discussions about climate change. And what tends to happen is that new solutions, new ideas and visions and policies around climate change are developed by large, powerful institutions, and society, the public, is then left with a role of either accepting these visions, accepting these things, or adopting them, or potentially changing their behaviours in everyday life. What this kind of approach tends to do, and one of the key problems with it, is it frames the societal engagement challenge as one of a communications challenge. The key aim, the key challenge of engaging society in this view is how do we communicate to the public, to educate them, to raise their awareness, or persuade them to change their behaviour in some way that makes our desirable solution kind of more likely to come about. And a key problem with this, I think, is that this kind of view, where society can only respond to a vision given to them by a kind of top-down powerful authority, is that it serves to uphold vested interests and vested visions and sustain a status quo that I think most people today would agree is unsustainable and needs to be changed. But what we do in the 3S group is we try and explore the range of different ways in which society doesn't just need to respond to the visions of powerful actors, but is itself a rich source of diverse solutions and responses to climate change. And I just want to highlight a handful of examples from the 3S group, from my colleagues and some of my own work, to exemplify just how many diverse ways in which society should be engaged with and how it's engaged with climate change. So my colleague Jill Seafang has explored in some of her work community energy initiatives, where groups of interested citizens get together locally to innovate new sustainable local energy systems. And she's explored the challenges they face in doing that, the challenges they face in getting support, funding, and so on. And so this is a way in which actually citizens themselves are developing new solutions that need better support. In some of my own research, I've looked at how householders respond to smart home technologies to help them manage and control their energy use. And one of the key things and key findings of that research is that the way these technologies are often designed and developed doesn't always do a very good job of accounting for everyday life, the challenges and dynamics of family life and domestic realities that sometimes frustrate the obvious potential that these sorts of solutions sometimes have. My colleague, Dr. Noel Longhurst, is the research lead for the Norwich Good Economy Commission. And what they're doing at the moment in that Good Economy Commission is actively exploring the range of diverse solutions that already exist in and around Norwich to develop more sustainable and inclusive economies that are better able to respond to the climate change challenge. And finally, my colleagues, Professor Jason Chilvers and Dr. Helen Pallett, are at the forefront of efforts to develop new deliberative techniques, new deliberative processes that help to ensure public concerns, values and visions are better understood and better included in policy and decision-making fora. So that's a range of ways in which we in the 3S group think that society is a rich source of diverse solutions and responses to climate change. And one of the key things I think we've learned through this research and all of the other research we've been doing is that the societal engagement challenge is not only one of better communication, as I spoke about at the start of my talk. Rather, we'd say that the real challenge, the really important challenge, is one of listening to public concerns, building them into the very heart of decision-making processes, and actually taking steps to enable more citizen-led solutions. So it's kind of turning the tables, if you like, away from accepting powerful institutions' responses and visions to actually understanding how we can cultivate more bottom-up responses from within and across society. And with that in mind, one of the things we're in the process of doing now and over the next 4 years, we're starting, as part of the UK Energy Research Centre, we're starting the National Observatory for Societal Engagement with Energy, or SEE, that will, what we're going to be doing over the next 4 years is mapping UK public engagement with energy and climate change. And so I just want to conclude my 5 minutes today by saying, to issue a call really to everyone on this call to get involved with us. We'd really like to hear from those of you who are on the meeting this evening, if you've got good examples of different forms of public engagement with energy and climate change. Perhaps you're orchestrating them in your job, or perhaps you're participating in them as a citizen yourself. We'd love to hear about them. So please do get in touch and share your expertise and experience. Alternatively, if you're an expert in this field and you work as a public engagement practitioner, perhaps, we're in the process of setting up a global network for people who are interested in processes of societal engagement. So please get in touch, join our network, and we'd love to be able to share our findings with you and learn more about yours as well. But thank you very much indeed for inviting me to speak tonight. Thank you.